Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your daily tarot reading. Thank you for joining me in this reading where I'm going to be using the Lightseer's deck and the Lover's Oracle deck. So remember to take what resonates and to leave behind whatever you feel does not from the reading. So let's find out what messages come through with the cards for today. So the first card we have is the Five of Cups. So with this card you could be dealing with a water sign. So a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Next we have the Magician. And with the Magician card you could be dealing with a Gemini. Finally, we have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords, you could be dealing with an air sign, so a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. So with the Nine of Cups, that shows that you could be dealing with the water sign. Okay, so with the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck, with this card I'm seeing perhaps a new connection that is on the horizon, or there being a period in this connection that is about to come in, and it is one that is very satisfying, and it is one that checks all the boxes of everything that you perhaps desire or would hope for and wish for in a connection, in a romantic connection that is. So the Nine of Cups is a card that shows a wish fulfillment. So with this card, this shows you getting all that you desire. This is a connection that perhaps even exceeds your expectations and is one that is able to bring a lot of joy and a lot of pleasure, especially. It's very pleasurable sign for the connection with this card. So I'm seeing that this connection may be described by this Nine of Cups as being one that is very satisfactory to both of the people who are in the connection. And it is also one that is very abundant in nature. I'm seeing there's a lot of ability to enjoy in the finer things of life because everything is so well aligned and everything is taken care of. So there isn't much to worry about with this card. So with this card, I'm seeing a very enjoyable, pleasurable, and even fun time that you can enjoy with another person. So that may be on the horizon. It's very romantic, but it's also got this very cheerful element to it. So it's very fun, and it is one that is even perhaps could even be one that is surprising you. So I'm getting that there is an element of it exceeding your expectations, especially with the Five of Cups, which is this card over here. So with the Five of Cups, this is a card that represents the past. And it represents perhaps a past that may have been unfavorable or challenging, difficult, and it may describe one that was filled with despair is what I'm getting. There's a feeling of loss when it comes to the past. And with this card, it is one that represents the past. And when looking at the past, perhaps what you see is a lot of disappointment. Perhaps that's where you're coming from, or it's perhaps where this other person's connection is coming from. Perhaps a past that was not as enjoyable and was even perhaps a little bit heartbreaking and painful. But with the Five of Cups, there are two cups behind the three that have fallen traditionally, and those two cups represent hope. Those two cups represent the future as well as the present, and those three cups that have fallen are showing perhaps the past, and that's something that you have overcome. So that's a area of being able to perhaps even grow and learn lessons from any of those experiences from the past. So I'm getting that this new connection, or this period in this connection, is one that is you overcoming any difficulties or any difficult situations. So there is a period on the horizon that's very satisfying, and I'm getting that it may be even one that perhaps in a time such as the past you may have even started to lose hope with this card. And I'm seeing that being something that is perhaps even exceeding your expectations, this period that the Nine of Cups is showing. So the Magician also shows the possibility for a turnaround in a situation, being able to change perhaps what is very difficult, what is an unideal situation, and being able to transform it and having the power to move into the opposite energy. So again, I'm seeing you being able to move out of perhaps a dark space, or perhaps a past that was unfavorable. This other person in this connection may also be the one that is perhaps being represented by the Magician. This is where that change, that turnaround is coming in. And with the Eight of Swords, I'm seeing this also being this future, this ability to enjoy in this new connection or this new period in this connection is one that is very comfortable. And it is even one that you can find yourself, it is very long lasting. You can enjoy it for a very long period of time. So the Eight of Swords is a card that shows the ability to really settle in and settle in a connection, settle in a situation. And seeing that with this card showing up right before the Nine of Cups, that period that's more enjoyable, more pleasurable, is ultimately where you land this connection. So with this connection, I'm seeing it going through perhaps what is a transformation. It may be a time where you are able to perhaps transition from perhaps difficult period to what is going to be the long-term satisfaction that comes with this connection. So this is also about being able to find a way so that makes it work. The Magician card also is a card about being able to manifest. So this is all about perhaps any hopes, any desires that you have coming to fruition with this connection. And I'm seeing that is something that is on the horizon for you with this with these cards. So I'm going to pull out 3 cards from the Lovers Oracle deck. So I'll pull out a card for this connection overall, and a card for you in this connection, Sagittarius, and a card for the other person in this connection. So I'll start with the card for you in this connection, Sagittarius. Okay, so this is the card that came out, and it says, "The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith." Okay, so this card is also speaking of perhaps a more fruitful, more abundant, more prosperous future being on the horizon for you, and you're getting more possibilities at this time. So I'm getting the opportunity to perhaps release something that was not working, or something that was difficult, or a difficult past in terms of your mindsets. That could even be in terms of perhaps a difficulty you experienced, or something that felt like a disappointment, or something that just simply didn't work out, and being able to perhaps release it and in order to welcome this perhaps new phase and to embrace it fully for what it truly is. So that Nine of Cups, I'm seeing that this is the energy that you're moving on to. This is the energy that is coming towards you. So it's a very prosperous, fruitful, and abundant time. This is a card that shows you getting your desires. So this is all about being able to maintain the faith in a transitional period. So I'm going to pull out a card for this other person. So this is the card that came out, and it says, "When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love." Okay, so this person I'm getting is perhaps in this phase where perhaps they are thinking more broadly. They are thinking more so perhaps in terms of the future and being able to make plans for the future when it comes to this connection. So also with this card, it says that it is the memories that you share with those you love. So perhaps you maybe also, this person may have a desire to create memories with you that you two can share and hold dear, and that you can be able to look back to in this connection. So that Nine of Cups also shows the ability to experience the finer things in life and to also indulge. So with that card, this could even be representative of perhaps new experiences that you may be experiencing, or that this other person in this connection, whether you've met them yet or have not, but this is going to be one that fills you with a lot of new experiences, a lot of pleasant and pleasurable experiences that you may enjoy with this other person. And I'm seeing that those are the kind of experiences that form these memories that you'll be able to look back at, that you share with this other person in this connection, and you can look back at them very fondly. So I'm going to pull out a card for this other person, and for this overall connection. So this is the card that came out, and it says, "Power. You instinctively know what is right for you and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Okay, so with this card could also be pertaining to the Magician card, which is a card that shows a lot of power and a very powerful connection. So this could be a very strong connection. I'm seeing that it is one that is perhaps very strongly felt by two people in this connection. Also with this card, it is also about you being able to recognize your power and to be able to walk away from anything that is not serving you, or to be able to simply say no from anything that is not aligned. So with the Five of Cups, this also shows the ability to perhaps release what doesn't feel like it is aligned and what is not serving you. So this card could also be pertaining to perhaps the people in this connection maybe letting go of unwanted thoughts with that Eight of Swords. And also with that Five of Cups, that is being able to perhaps release a past experience, or what may have felt like a disappointment or a setback. But this is ultimately a card that's showing this overall connection. It may be very powerful because of that. So I'm seeing that you and this other person may share very similar perspectives when it comes to romance, when it comes to love. You may be at similar places in terms of your life experience right now, but I'm seeing that you may share similar life lessons as well. So that could also be what strengthens this connection. And I'm also seeing that this is a connection of two people who are very understanding towards each other, and also that are very encouraging of each other's personal growth as well. Okay, so that is the message I am getting with these cards for today, Sagittarius. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you in tomorrow's reading. Bye, Sagittarius.